guys, welcome to my channel once again, and in today's video we are going to take a look at how to draw this diagram in the first angle projection. So first of all, we are looking at the diagram from this direction, so that means our front view is going to be this side, and we take this side as a side view. And as you can see, we are going to have it this way. So this is how the front view is going to be. This would be the side view, and this would be the plan. If you take a look at the diagram, you can see the plan here. So this will be your plan, this will be your front view, and then this will be your side view. So let's draw this. You first draw your projection lines. Escape, then you offset your line. You click on offset, you press space bar, and then you click on your line again. You move to the right, you input 10. You click on the line again, you move to your left, you input 10. So now we zoom in. We look for the center of the line, the midpoint of the line. So here will be our midpoint. You trace, and then you draw a straight line to cut. Now you pick your offset tool again, you press space bar, click here, you move to the top 10. You click here again, you move to the down 10. So now we have our lines for the drawing, and then we are going to first take a look at how to draw the front view first, and then we project to draw our side view. So looking at the diagram, this is how our front view is going to look like. We are going to have our front view this way. So if you look at the actual diagram, here is going to be our front view. So let's draw this. So first of all, I would decide to trim this line. Yeah, I will decide to trim this line, and then we know that the distance from here to the center is 70, and the distance from here to here is also 70. So in total we are going to get 140. So you pick your line tool, and then you click from this side, you move this way, and then you input your 140. Now we are going to have this as the 140. This is how it's going to be. So we are drawing the front view like we saw in the diagram I showed earlier on. So the height is going to be 10, and then we move a distance of 30. You input, and then you cut it over here. You press your escape key, you pick your line tool again, you click here, and then you measure a distance of 10. You cut that over here again. So now if we come to our diagram, we've drawn this portion over here, and we are going to draw the rest of the portion here. So let's continue. We know that the distance from here to the top, the distance from this side to the top will be 40, but the total distance is going to be 50. So 40 plus 10 will give you the total distance, which is 50. But then if you are picking it from this side to the top, your distance is going to be 40. And then we also move a distance of 60 over here. You move down again to hit this line. So now let's extend this line. Okay, so first of all, let's extend this line to meet here. Good. And then we trim here, we trim the inside. Okay, so we are going to measure our 10 and then we cut it. So we measure from here to here, 10. We draw a line to cut it. We're going to have this and then draw a line to cut here. And then you trim this side. So we are going to have something like this over here. So from here, we are also going to draw this side, this cutting line over here. So from here to here is 10, and then from here to here is also 10. So we do that. Pick our line to stand here, measure a distance of 10. Cut, you pick your line to again. Stand here, measure a distance of 10. And then you cut. Now you draw your straight line to cut through it. Draw a straight line to cut through it over here. Okay, so now you trim the rest of the lines. Oh, sorry. You trim the rest of the line. Good. So we are going to have something like this as the front view. This way, and then we draw our center line and we shade these portions. We shade this portion with a red ink. So let's draw our center line and then we shade. So you pick your center tool, you over and get the midpoint, and then you draw your center line through it. Let's cut it over here. Okay, so we are going to have something like this. Now let's shade these portions. So you pick your hatch tool and then you choose ANSI31. You choose this, you click here, you click here, you click here again, you click here, and then you change the color to any color you want, but then I will be using red. Yeah. And then your center line tool, you change the color of your center line. Let's use yellow for the center line. So now this is how our front view is going to look like. Now we are going to move on to draw the side view. So our side view is going to be here. We pick our line tool, we change it to by layer because you were using the center tool. So you pick your line tool, you project to this side, and then you measure a distance of 60 again. So we have 60, and then you cut it here. So now if we have this, we are also going to project this side to meet here, and then we are going to section this part. We are going to section here. So from here to here is 6, from here to here is 14, from here to here is 20, from here to here is 14, and from here to here is also 6. So we are going to get 60 in total. So let me zoom in. We are going to do our dimensioning. Pick your line to measure from here, 6. You cut, and then you cut again. We measure from here again. We have 6. You cut, then you cut again. And the next one was 14, 14. So you pick your line tool again, click, measure a distance of 14, cut. measure a distance of 14. Cut here, and then cut here. After that, you pick your trim tool, you trim these lines over here. You trim this line. So we are going to have something like this, as you can see over here. And we know that the distance of the inner circle, if you take a look at the diagram, there is a smaller circle inside with a diameter of 40. So we are going to section that in the side view. And then it also has a depth of 24. So that means the height of this inner circle is going to be 24. And the radius of the outer circle is 60, which you already did. So we come here, we measure a distance of 10. And then we measure the distance of 10 here also. And now you pick your line tool and then you pick your hidden tool because it's a hidden line. So you you draw your hidden line tool with a height of 24. So you cut and a distance of 40, because if you section 10 on the left and 10 on the right, the center is going to be left with 40. And then you just join it up here. When you are done, you trim these lines. You trim these lines also. So we are going to have something like this. So this is our side view, and then we draw our center line. We draw our center line. Okay, so let me take the center to and draw our center line. Good. So now let me make this hidden lines red. Or let's make it let's make it red. So now we are going to draw our plan. And since we are looking at it towards this direction, the plan is going to be right beneath the front view. So we are going to draw our plan, and this is how our plan is going to look like. So first of all, we are going to project these lines, but then since we already know how it looks like, we can just draw it straight ahead. So we can also project the lines if we want to. So let me project the lines. Here. And a distance of 60. Cut here. 140. And then we also have to here also. Let's use this. And our outer circle has a diameter of 60. The inner one has a diameter of 40. So we do that. We pick center to radius, the center to diameter, sorry, the second one, center to diameter. You hover for the midpoint, you click, you input your 60. You pick your circle tool again, you click on the midpoint, then you type in 40. So we are going to have something like this. So now we are going to draw this side. And then if we are drawing this side, we know that from the distance from this side to this side is going to be a distance of 6. Let's take a look at the actual diagram. Yeah, so we know that from here to here is 48, and the 48, there is a space here. There is a space, so meaning this side is touching the circle, the outer circle, and leaving a space of 6 on the right and a space of 6 also on the left. So when we are drawing the plan, we make sure we indicate that too. So meaning from here to here is going to be 6 before we draw our line. So let's measure our 6. We take from here to here to be 6. So yeah, we take the other side too from here to here to be 6. Now since we have this, we can cut through this way, and then we start with we continue with our drawing. So let's cut it this way to make this angle. We are going to have something like this. So we trim here, we trim here, let's trim everything, trim here, let's trim everything. So here, we trim here also, and then we trim here. So we are going to have something like this. And now we know that the distance from here to here is going to be 14, and the distance from here to here is going to be 20, and the distance from here to here is going to be 14, just as we did for the side view. So we have our 6 here, 14, 20, 14, 6, so 6, 14, 20, 14, 6. We are going to do the same thing over here. So we measure a distance of 14. Also measure a distance of 14 on this side. Now this is our distance of 14. So we stand here and we measure 30. We come down with a distance of 20. You move here again, 30, then you cut it. We do the same for this side also. We measure 30, we move down 20, and then we cut it. So now we have 6, 14, 20, 14, 6. So meaning we are going to have the last 14 over here. After the 20, we have another 14. So we measure our distance of 14 over here, and we do the same for this side to 14. Now we join our line. To meet this point. Let me just take it this way and then cut it. So now we trim. And we are trimming, we trim here, 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 we trim this, we trim that, we trim here, we trim here, we trim here. So we are going to have our plan this way. So now we have our front view, side view, and then the plan. So let's do the center line. Center 2. Center 2 is. We change the color to yellow. You also draw through the midpoint. You're going to have this. Now you pick your leader tool, you click here, you show the axis. So X, sorry, Let me change it to 6. We are going to have X over here. Pick your tool again, click here. We are going to have X over here. Let me change it to 6. We are going to have X over here also. And then we change our line to yellow. Since our center line is yellow, we change it to yellow. Good. So when you are done with this, you do the same for this side too. Input your X, change it to 6. Input your X. Input your X. Sorry, do it again. Then we change the color to yellow. So now this is going to be our front view, side view, and then the plan. Then we do our dimensioning. So we know from here to here is 60. We dimension it out. We dimension here also. So from here to here will be 40. Oh, so you dimension with the idea. Okay, so we are done dimensioning this side. We dimension this side also. From here to here is 24. That's the depth. We have it out here. We have here to be 14. Here to be 20. We have here to be 14 also. And we have here to be 40. Dimension this too. Dimension here. Zoom in again. Dimension the bigger circle too. We already did the dimensioning for this side, so this is how your drawing is going to look like. So now we have our front view, our plan, and then our side view, and this is exactly how this is drawn in the first angle projection. Once again, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.